Hello, everyone. Thank you for hopping on tonight's team call. It is December 1st, 2015. Holy cow, it's the last month of the year. That's just crazy. I feel like 2015 has just flown by. But tonight, Alexa and I wanted to talk about how utilizing, we've been talking about for the last few months how utilizing these months is going to prepare you for January and February and March and the people who are wanting to make the resolutions. So we've, been talking for the last few months about, starting new conversations now, even if, it doesn't seem like they're ready or anything, just planting those seeds like a crazy farmer. So we really wanted to just talk about how we can utilize December and continue that momentum to be able to be ready for January and the rush of people, starting New Year's resolutions. And I love the post that Katie Korb did today. She's on the call. And she posted about her December resolutions. So she's already bringing up a resolution, but she's focusing on this month, right? So she's not waiting for January to set new resolutions. She's starting this month. So when people see you do that and they've seen you consistently posting, because yes, starting new conversations is important, but how you build that trust is by consistently posting, right? Because that's how they see you're consistent. They see that you're legit, right? And they see that you're actually doing something. So really focusing on that is what we wanted to talk about. And Alexa actually found an awesome call that Brigitte Linford did, and we were going to share some numbers with you, I think, a little bit later on. But Alexa, do you want to?
Yeah, I'll hop right in. Okay. So, one thing to remember, you guys, is something about social media and, just going off of what Emma was saying about being consistent with posting. Right now, more than ever, it's going to be really important for you to be focusing on your own health and fitness journey, but also being consistent about sharing it. Because just like Emma said, that's planting the seeds with all of the people that are watching you right now. Whether they're liking and commenting, they are watching you. And the thing you have to remember is, all of us, we're kind of in a Beachbody saturated world when it comes to social media. Sarah Chaluti actually posted about this in our team page. But it was a really good point that I really wanted to share with everybody. We sometimes think because we see all coaches on our news feeds, all I see, I love it, but my news feed, my news feed is full of workout videos and motivational quotes and, Shakeology recipes, which is awesome. I freaking love it. And so sometimes we think that that's what everybody sees because that's what we see. But you guys got to remember that everybody else, all the people that we're helping that aren't Beachbody coaches yet, don't see that kind of stuff. Right now, they're seeing people eating and going to holiday parties and shopping and whatever, you know what I mean? So you got to remember that by you really focusing on your journey right now and being really consistent, like now more than ever with posting and sharing your journey at least 3 to 5 times a day on social media, you are really going to be standing out because now is not the time that most people are really focusing on their health and fitness, right? And most people, the average person that's not involved with a health and fitness company like we are, does not normally see people working out during December, right? So be that person that's different. You know what I mean? And I love what you said, Emma, about Katie setting her December resolutions, because I think Carl said something similar on the wake up call this week. He was like, forget New Year's resolutions. What is your year end resolution? And I love that. Like, how do you want to end this year? And that's something that I really that was like one of my biggest takeaways because, not just for my business, but for my own health and fitness journey, I know that I want to finish in a lot better spot than I'm in right now. You know what I mean? So it all goes hand in hand. And just remember that now more than ever, being consistent with your journey and your own story and sharing that is really, really important because just like Emma said, we have to be a crazy farmer this month, like more than ever before, because honestly, you guys, If any of you guys haven't experienced being a coach during the New Year's rush, it's really unreal. I mean, it's crazy how much your volume can jump and your income and all that kind of great stuff. So just make sure that you are doing what you need to do now, because I mean, I mentioned this on a past call before, but if you're not doing these things now, if you're not being consistent and planting the seeds with people now, you're not going to have a big boom. You're not going to have a big rush in your business. And so, I use this metaphor all the time. We always talk about it, but when you plant a seed, it's not going to sprout overnight, right? You got to add water, you got to add sun, you got to add love and more water, and keep doing it over and over again. So you guys, if you want all of your flowers to bloom and all of your plants to grow in January, you can't just plant your seeds the last week of December. You know what I'm saying? You got to give it time. And, ideally, of course, all of this, the last 3 months, we should have been planting seeds, but really now is crunch time. And now is the time we got to get down to business, right? It's like, whenever, like right before Black Friday at any department store, right? They are like getting ready, rushed, like getting all of their shit together right before the big sale happens, right? That's us right now. Like we are right before our big sale, our big rush. So we got to get ready, you guys, and just know that, don't be left behind. Don't be left in the dust and not have, that awesome boom in your business when the New Year's resolutions come, because, it's something that is totally possible for sure.
If you do those things, like,
yes,
you won't have a big boom if you're not starting new conversations, if you're not posting on social media. So don't sit here and be like, just waiting, right? Like, oh, I can post like once a week or once every other day. Like, yeah, if you do that, it's not going to happen. Like what we're telling you and what we're trying to help you accomplish is not going to happen because you're sitting there waiting for something to happen without doing any work. You have to put in the work to see, like, just to see it happen. And I think, Chris, it was you today or yesterday, we were talking about the planting the seed thing. And you were saying how Josh was talking about how there's like a stem, right? Or like you plant it and then there's like, can you like say what he said again?
Yeah, so he said he asked us on the call, he said, when you think of a flower growing, do you see it above ground? And everyone raised their hands, because when you think of a flower, that you think of it blooming. He said, but the most important part of the flower blooming is when it's underground. And that's when that's where you're doing all the hard work. Like he's told us a bunch of stories about how, I don't know if anybody else has heard his story, but, he would do all these, he would do all these events and nobody would pay for them. But he just kept doing it and he kept having faith. And then, finally he saw the stem coming out of the ground and he saw, a light at the end of the tunnel, or, he saw his hard work paying off. So you're not always going to see, your hard work. What was it? Let me find the quote that he said. Sorry.
Okay. So like you're not going to see the hard work pay off right away. And that's, sometimes I think that's the hard part of this process, right? Because what did you find it?
He said outward success is an expression of your inward growth.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, so really focusing on your growth as a person. She's in his group right now, not the leading one, it's the other one, I'm spacing on the name. But anyway, so she's doing his group and they're talking about this right now and, really building relationships and connections. And so just focusing and knowing that you're not going to see that success right away. You're not going to go into a conversation or someone's not, 99% of the time, someone's not going to message you and just automatically be ready to sign up. Sometimes there's that 1% where they're like, I'm ready, like, get me started. But a lot of the times you've already talked to them before, right? So just remembering that this takes hard work. It takes time, but that's why really nurturing that flower and not like dumping water on it. Like, don't annoy them. You know what I mean? Like, if you dump water on a flower, you're just going to drown it, So make sure you're nourishing. And I think Brigida Linford, in the call that you found today that we watched, she was talking about a corn seed, and how when you plant a corn seed, it takes 90 days to grow. And that's basically like this business, right? Like I've always said, I go into a conversation expecting it to take 3 months. That's 90 days. So you have to go in with that mindset really in order to be successful with this business, because it takes time, and people in our world, in our society, love everything quick. We have a microwave, we have an oven, we have, all these fast things, quick fixes, all these things, because that's what our society loves. So we are not the norm, and we take time with our conversations and with the things that we're doing. But that's why you have to start now, because January, February, and March, that's 3 months away, right? March is 3 months away. So I hope you guys have been starting new conversations these last few months, like we've been talking about. But Hammer and Chisel just got released today. I'm not running a test group until the 28th of December. I'm giving myself all of December to talk about it, because one, I'm not able to do it, so it's a little bit harder. But I posted about today how I'm not going to be able to do it, because it's not for people who are pregnant. It's not for beginners. It's for people who really want to take it to the next level, right? So think about your goals for yourself and for your business, and write them down. I want you guys to go through them and have them. And I was listening to Grant Cardone today, the 10X rule, and he said, when I come to an obstacle, I have that obstacle, and then I refocus and I write down my goals again. And I say, okay, how am I going to get to this destination, right? I look at my vision. I'm not going to let a setback set me back. I'm just going to rewrite my goals and figure out what the route it is that needs to take me there. Alexa, are you going to take me?
Oh, no, I was just going to add on with, the goal setting thing, because, I think that that's something that we sometimes wait until January 1st to set our New Year's resolutions, right? But we're going to flip-flop that and think about our year-end resolutions. And I want you to think about, ending off 2015 and looking back at the last 11 months of this year, right? So think about where you're at right now in your business. And then I want you to also think about a year from now. How do you want to end 2016 in your business? And not just in your business, but in your life. So here's the options. Do you want to be working at the same job, driving the same car, going the same places, making the same amount of money, maybe like 3% raise? Do you want to be at that spot next year and 1 year from now? Do you want to be in the exact same spot that you're in now? Or do you want to make next year the year of your business, the year where you go all in with your business and make shit happen? Because really, we are all coming up on a brand new, clean, fresh slate. So think about, this past year and the things that you've been able to achieve and the goals that you set for yourself in January. How many of those goals did you make happen? And I can tell you guys right now, Emma and I both have failed a lot this year. We have both missed some big, huge goals that we've set for ourselves. So if you think that we are just because we are, your upline coaches, we are struggling too. We have this entire year. But the thing is, setting those goals at the beginning of the year was so important, because whether we miss them or not, we are a hell of a lot further and a hell of a lot farther along with our business than we were in January 2015. And I think that the reason behind that is because this year, Emma and I both treated this business like a business. We had the mindset that we want to get stuff done. And yeah, we miss goals. Emma and I both missed some really big goals. I mean, I had one of my big goals that I missed. I wanted to make it to a leadership event this year. That was like one of the goals. I was like, I'm making that happen. It's going to happen no matter what. Yes, boom, I'm going to leadership. didn't make it, did not enter qualification, did not even, I mean, I'm still not even 5-star yet. So I, by a long shot, did not get to leadership. So top 10, you know, that was a humongous goal that I set for myself and our team. The very beginning of the year, I was vocal about that too, you guys. I posted about how I was going for top 10 on my Facebook page, and that's scary. And it was so scary at the time. But you guys, even though I missed those goals, I am so much further along in my business than I ever thought that I could be. And it's because we set humongous big goals, and we set goals for our business and treated it like a business. So think about where you've gotten in your business over the last year or 11 months. And think about your mindset that you've had about your business as well, because they're going to kind of go hand in hand. Have you been treating your business like a hobby and wanting it to reward you and pay you like a business? Because those things do not align and match up. Have you been showing up to your business when it feels, you know, you have the time, or when it's convenient for you, or when there's some free hours in your schedule? Or do you make intentional time every single day to sit down and get your power hour in, because this is your business, and no matter how busy you are, you got to get your stuff done? You know, I want you to sit and be seriously honest with you, because I think that's something that so many coaches struggle with, is remembering that this, if you want this to be a business that is going to change your life in the ways that Emma and I talk about all the time, you know, that financial freedom, time freedom, being able to quit your job, pay off debt, whatever it is, you have to have a business mindset. You cannot have a hobby mindset and expect to reach those huge goals. It just will not happen. Now, if you're on this call and you want your business to be a hobby and you like to just do it on the side when you have time, I'm not speaking to you. This is not being directed at you. I'm talking about all of the people that say that they want the big things to happen. You know what I'm talking about? Walking across the stage as an elite coach at Summit, saving up money for your kids' college tuitions. Any of those big, huge goals, they start with having a business mindset. So think about the last 11 months, like I said. Have you been treating your business like a hobby? Have you been doing it when it's convenient? And I would challenge all of you guys, if you are fessing up and you feel like you have had a hobby mindset up until now and you want things to be different in 2016, then give yourself a head start. Start tomorrow when you wake up and start treating your business like a business. Start using the power hour schedule, figuring out when it is that you need to fit this in. Because I think that having the exact same level of commitment to this that you would to your full-time job is what's going to change the game for you guys. You just have to have that mindset shift. I mean, that's really like all I can say. And remember that, you know, working on being productive in your power hours and working on cutting down distractions, because you know what? 9 out of 10 times when people tell me that they're busy, they're not really busy. They're just wasting too much time in other things. So it's going to be hard. It's going to take you buckling down and maybe not watching Netflix every single night, or maybe having to get up earlier every morning. But you guys, that's what it takes. It's going to take sacrifice, and it's going to take changing your routine, because if you do what you've been doing, chances are you're never going to get where you want to go with your business. Okay? Sorry, Emma.
No, and I can tell you, like, I think the turning point for me, well, one was because I have a kid, right? And so I know that there's moms on here, and I wasn't married when I started, but we got married. And I think one of the biggest struggles has been balancing my time and my time with my family. And I'm not going to lie, for the first 2 years of my business, Eric would be out there watching TV. I would be in the room working, or I would be in the room watching YouTube videos on how I could grow my business. Because yes, I wanted to spend time with him, but at the same time, I knew that I needed to do this so I could bring him home, so that we could live a lifestyle that we wanted to live, right? And yeah, like, okay, I'm not going to lie, his shows are not that interesting to me. He loves like car shows and stuff. So it wasn't that difficult, I guess, for me to just be like, I'm going to go in here and work and just, you know, talk to the people that I love to talk to. I love you too, but But like for me, that was a huge sacrifice. We sacrificed a lot of time, and I'm not saying that it helped our relationship. We're working on it. I'm still working on it. And I think it's hard for me to shut off because I love what I do so much. And I love talking to the people that I talk to and all of you guys and stuff. But just now, like I'm almost 2.5 years into this business. Just now I can sit on the couch and relax for like 30 minutes to an hour watching a show with him. And then I'm like, okay, I have to go do something. Because for me, that's not productive. For me, I know that I could be spending my time somewhere else because one, Bentley's asleep, and that's like the only quiet time I get. Like throughout the rest of the day, he's like in my ear, like nonstop, right? So it's either before he wakes up or when he goes to bed. And if that sacrifices time with Eric, then that sacrifices time with him. But I've had to tell him, hey, look, this is what we want, right? These are the goals we want for our family, right? If that's what we want, I have to sacrifice this time while you're sitting here watching your show. And I'm not going to lie, like, it's okay. And I know that there'll be a time where I can sit on the couch and enjoy a movie. I've never really been a movie person either, so maybe that helps. I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, you have to make sacrifices in any business. So why not make the sacrifices in this business that you're in control of? You can control everything in this business. Well, most everything, And so we want to help you guys figure out what's going to be best for you. Make sacrifices now so you don't have to make sacrifices later. Because you're going to have to make sacrifices later, right? In anything. So I have an idea. How about everyone on this call after, I want you guys to get off, and I want you guys to write down your resolutions for the end of the year. And I want you to either make a video or make a post and post them in the team page. So either, Team Fire Away or Team Let Your Light Shine. And I want you to post them because I know me and Alexa both want to see what they are. But I also want all of you guys to see what all of you guys are reaching for, right? What all of you guys are wanting to accomplish for the end of the year. So do you think you guys can do that? Just make a quick post and post what your resolutions are so you guys can all talk about it and we can collaborate. We can talk about, maybe you have a question or, you want to do something and you have a question on how to do it. We can share videos, whatever. I want to get our minds rolling because, so many more minds are better than one. And I want you guys all to be supporting each other in this end of the year, resolution thing. And I don't know, Katie, if you heard me, but I did talk about your post earlier on the call. I don't know if it seemed like your thing was cutting out. So that's why we're talking about the resolutions, because I said I loved how you posted yours today and you're not waiting for January to talk about, new resolutions that you have for yourself. So I know Katie already has hers done, so she can just copy and paste it. But yeah, I would love to know what all of yours are. And I'll share mine too. I wrote mine down too because like Alexa said, there was a lot of things that I failed with in 2015, but there's a lot of things that I learned from those failures. And I think that's another important thing is you need to learn from those things because not everything's going to go the way that you planned. Trust me, I feel like 2015, everything went the opposite direction. So, and sometimes you need those things to happen for you to be like, this is what's important to me. This is what I want. And this is going to happen. And I'm going to make it happen. So does anyone have questions or like, Alexa, do you want to say something else?
Oh, no. Well, I just wanted to add on something. So I had my, I chat with Josh Coates every week. He's like my leadership mentor dude. Mm-hmm. And I had my call with him earlier today. And he said that one of the assignments he does in one of his groups, I don't know which one it is, sorry. I'm sure some of you guys are in the groups and know this, but he has them make a why board. And on one side, you have the things that you want in your life. The place that you want to go, the things that you want to achieve and make happen because of your business.
It's
so
in
maybe
the Focus and Clarity group. I remembered.
Okay, cool. And just thinking about all the things that you want. And on the other side, this is the part that I liked. You write out all the things that you don't like or that you don't want in your life. So whether that's like the logo for your current job or something, I don't really know. Just the things that are happening in your life that you want to change, basically, and putting those over there. And on the days when maybe you're struggling or you fail at something, you don't hit a goal, or you just feel like giving up or not showing up, you don't want to get your workout in, or you don't want to get, your invites and your follow-ups in. I have those days. I understand, we're all there. But, I love that he said, make this board, because then you can look, okay, this is where I want to go. And if I don't do this thing, whatever it is, if I don't get my power hour in today, I'm going to be on that side of the board for a lot longer, right? Mm-hmm. You're going to have all of those things that you don't want. So I love that, visualizing not just your why and where you want to go, but even visualizing where you're at and the things that you want to change, and the things that you don't like. Because I think maybe looking at those things too might even be more powerful than where you want to go. Because I know for me, what motivated me not only was my vision, when I was first working to quit my job, it wasn't just my vision of where I wanted to go with my business, but it was the fact that I wanted to stop waking up every single morning and hating my life because I had to drive into a job that was just not anything that I ever wanted to be at. You know what I mean? So, that might be something that can help you as well. And just like Emma said,
I think one of the things too that he said was things that you've gone without as well. So like things that you've gone without in your life, that you've never had, or that you felt that you didn't like, things like that too. So that you can be like, okay, like this is something I've never had, but it's something that I truly want, for my family. Like for me, honestly, my parents are home now. My dad had a really good job, but we were never able to take family vacations, like ever. And I grew up in Bellevue, so I would always see families going to Paris together or going to Cancun every year, or, having all these family bonding times. And that's something that I always wanted. So that's something I never had, but that's something that I want to do with my family. I want to go to Europe with Bentley and, explore that area and have that bonding time. I feel like we never got that. And so, think of those things that, it doesn't even have to be that big, right? But think of those things that you really want in your life, So, here comes Bentley. Hi. Okay. Go see Grandpa.
No, I don't. I need to.
It's okay, Dad. So did you want to show the Brigida thing, or? Oh, you're muted. Wait.
Sorry, I have it open. Sorry. I'll pull it up, but do you want to explain what it is while I pull up the picture?
So basically, sorry if the light's going on and off. Yeah. So basically, she did a call about her 3 years of from December to January, and it was the last month of December, and the last week in December, and the last week in March. Be careful with the printer bed. And so basically, she was talking to her team about how this is something that's possible, but only if you're doing the actions that we've been talking about. Only if you're starting new conversations right now. Hey, you're going to break the printer, okay? Please stop. Go see Grandma. Don't touch my printer. So she was explaining to her team about that, and basically talking about the action that needs to happen in order to accomplish these things. And her numbers are kind of crazy, so I don't want to scare anyone with them, because I was like, whoa, if that's possible, whoo, that's awesome. But yeah, so basically she wanted to really show what can happen from now until March. And so it's a 3-year period of her business from 2012 to 2015. And she started out just like us. She's a mom with kids, and very successful.
Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it, Emma?
Yes, I can see it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, so here are Brigitte Linford's numbers, you guys. She's a superstar diamond. She's been in this business for almost 3 years now. So, but each year, look at this growth in her income. I mean, this is, first off, I mean, look at her 3rd year, right? That in itself should motivate the shit out of you. I don't know if it motivates me, but this is what, I'll be honest, I'm a rhino. I'm driven by, like, honestly, I'm driven by seeing my income grow, right? Because I have so many things that I want to pay off, debt, saving up for a house. So, that's one of the main reasons why I wanted to be in this business, you guys. It's totally okay to be motivated by money. So if you are on this and this motivates you, I just want you to know that it's okay to be motivated by money and income growth.
It means business center, Katie.
Oh, yes. Okay. So I'll explain this really quick. So first CBC, that means First Coach Business Center. So all of you guys, you all have one CBC right now. I'm guessing. I don't think there's anybody else that's 2-star on this. So you all have one Coach Business Center. And then Jason CBC is her husband. So she ran her husband's account, which we talk about all the time, right? And then you'll see in her 2nd and 3rd year, she has her 2nd CBC on there as well. So you guys, I don't know if you guys know about this, but when you become a 2-star diamond, you are able to open up a 2nd business center for yourself. And it's pretty sweet because basically it's like you now have a coach under you that is you, right? Which is really cool. And having that 2nd business center can really help you, see some income growth for sure. But just to break that down so you guys know what those mean. So she's getting income from 3 different places. But I mean, look at this, even in her 1st year, it's crazy how much growth happened. She gave herself a 314% raise in 3 months. And you guys,
I want to say she started in April. So that was what, 6 months to December or more, 6 months?
I think 8 months.
8 months. So she wasn't super active at the beginning, really, if you think about it.
Yeah.
And so sure. December to March was a huge raise for her because I think on the call she was like, I was like, wow, if this could continue to happen at $1,000 a week, like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And then like, now look at her. I'm sure she's probably like, I have no idea what to do with this money now. Actually she just hit the Millionaires Club too.
Oh, awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah.
So, we don't really show, these kind of facts and figures. Sometimes you guys might see those advertisements that coaches will do about their income, but this is a really great example, you guys, of showing just how much growth really can happen in the first 3 months of the year. It's crazy. Emma and I even pulled our own numbers, and the same thing happened with us. Like, we reviewed we only have 2 years each. I think, Emma, do you have 2 years like me? I only have 2 years of growth that I can show you guys. But even with those 2 years, it's crazy. My income jumped so much those 2 years, just the first 3 months of the year. So, but it's only going to come. This is only going to happen unless you're treating your business like a business. That's the only way that you'll experience this kind of crazy growth, you guys. And just know that, this is, of course, Brigitte Linford is an awesome, amazing leader. She's a superstar diamond coach, but you guys, she's just like you and me. She is just like every single one of us on this call. You guys can all make this happen in your businesses also. This is not like a crazy anomaly. Like, there are so many coach success stories that look like this. So just know that, yes, you can have this too, but you only will if you start treating your business like a business, and start being consistent now, because now more than ever is when the seeds that you're planting are going to help you, start to bloom in January, February, March. Okay.
Yeah. And if you're on this call and you're like, oh, I haven't been planting seeds the last 2 months, or since September, that's okay. Start now, because March is still 3 months away, right? Like, it's okay. You just start. Like, that's all I have to say. Just start. Don't keep waiting. And everyone, Beachbody doesn't guarantee anything. That's, not something we can guarantee you, those numbers, obviously. But if you treat it like a business, you treat it like an entrepreneur instead of an employee, it will happen. So stop pretending, stop thinking you're an employee. You're not. You are in charge. You are an entrepreneur. You are the leader of your team. Even if you have no coaches right now, you are the leader of your team, right? So treat it like that.
Your boss either, just to add on to that. Like, Emma and I aren't your bosses. We are not going to be the ones to be like, did you get your power hour in today? Did you get stuff done? Because you guys, like, that's
No one was doing that for us.
No. So just know that it's hard. You got to have some serious self-discipline, but just know that it's a habit. These are all skills you can learn. This is a habit that you can form, and it's just going to start with making that action and, doing it now. And just to kind of like end things off, you guys, another thing, personal development, I can't continue to hammer in enough how important it is, especially now, for you to be consistent with some good personal development. I highly suggest that every single one of you download the 10X Rule by Grant Cardone on audio, because it is an amazing book all about massive action, which is exactly what we all have to do right now. Massive action. Starting more conversations, being consistent with posting, doing more follow-ups, all of that is all, you got to get that book. That's all I can say.
$10, I think, on iTunes. And it's
and I suggest it actually on audio too, because the Grant Cardone is the one that narrates it, and it's just, I feel like you can feel his energy, gets you pumped up. I mean, I listen to that.
He says on there, he says more stuff on the audio than he does in the book. So, like, just get the audio.
Yeah, audio is best for that. So it's called the 10X Rule, the 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. And we can also, I'll type it in the chat box too. But get that book. Be consistent with your personal development, you guys. Get your momentum and your motivation going. Because you know what? Are some of you guys still moping and sad because November was a shitty month? Did some of you guys miss some goals? Did you not hit Success Club? Guess what? Doesn't matter. November is dead and gone forever. We're never going to see it ever again, so stop thinking about it. We are in December. We have a fresh start, a new month, and the very last month for you to make shit happen. So, sorry, I'm like dropping shit bombs everywhere. Shit bombs.
Mic drop.
It's on the recording.
It's okay.
You know what I'm trying to say, but
I don't see any kids this time.
There we go. But just know that December. I keep saying December. November is a rough month. It always is. It probably always will be the hardest month for every single coach. But you know what, you guys, it's okay. We can move forward, fail forward, look at the things that you didn't achieve or any goals that you didn't make happen, not just last month, but this entire year, and think about what could you have done different to make your goals happen. Because no matter what, you are always going to be the problem, right? You are the problem, which means you are also the solution, you guys. So any issues or goals that you don't hit in your business, I'm sorry, but that's on you. That's 100% because you didn't do something. I don't know what it is. It's different for every person, right? But at the same time, you also have everything in your control. You have all the resources and the support to then flip it around and hit Success Club 10 this month and hit Emerald or Diamond or whatever it is that you're working for. Whether you hit your goals last month or not, it's okay, because you can change it around. You can be the solution for yourself and your business. Okay, you guys? So don't dwell on November. It's over. It doesn't matter anymore. And there's nothing you can do about it. Focus on December and where we're at. Sorry, Emma.
No. And remember that you still were helping lives in November. You're still planting those seeds. So even if you feel like you didn't hit something or you were, down on yourself, you're still building a community. You're still changing lives little by little, even if it's not a point or whatever, right? So as long as you know that you're starting new conversations, you should be okay, right? Also, Sari posted on my team thread, for those listening in on the call, can we get a picture of the example you guys were talking about? So I posted in my team page the example for those of you who are listening. I'm not sure if they're all on my team or not. But maybe post it in your thread too, Alexa, for people who are listening so they can see what we were talking about, the numbers and stuff. But I have to get off. I am going to a Christmas dessert with my mom at the church. But I just want to say thank you for being on and for listening to us I guess, preach about the importance of this month. And I'm just excited to see all of you guys, and I'm excited to see your posts in the team page. So I better log in later tonight, tomorrow morning, and see all of your guys' resolutions, and I'm excited for that. So thank you for being on. I'm going to stop the recording.